So on this week's show we've got a glider. Nice. Hello, welcome to the Scale Model Club. This week the AS51 Horsa Mark 1 with British paratroops in 1/72 scale, a D-Day special from Italeri. Got some nice box art on the front, same box art on the side, telling you how many bits, quick colour picture on the side, same either end, same picture, and then a little bit of information about the Horsa glider on this end. Nothing on the back. So let's get in it. This has been opened before because the paratroopers I used for the Willys Jeep, the very first model we did on the diorama, were from this kit, so that's why it's been opened. But you do get nice figures, well moulded. They fit nicely together. It's got a lot of detail on them. For 172, they're very good. We get the instructions of the plane, the glider. So first we get a diagram of what should be on the sprue, and then obviously the step-by-step guide on how to put the model together, which bits stick to which parts. And on the back we have the sprue list for the soldiers, and the very back you've got the different types of soldiers and their positions to be glued in. And then we have the colour and where to put the decals on the last page. So then we got now these brown ones. This is the Airfix 172 box scale of British paratroopers. Now I bought these to go with the kit for, I was just going to do like a whole diorama with a lot of paratroopers in it, but just never really got round to it. On this occasion I'm just going to do the glider at the moment. I've got so many projects on the go at the moment, but these are, I don't know what Airfix did. I don't know what this material is that they cast their figures in, but it's awful. Big fan of Airfix. I like Airfix a lot, but the figures are just awful. You can't seem to get the silicone off them, or whatever it is, the release agent off them. They're all bendy and yeah, just horrible. So that's basically why they sat in the box, to be fair. The Italeri ones are a lot better. And then we have two sprues. There's a few, there's a few guys I did build. They're in the bottom of the box. So we get a little information sheet about all the other things that you can buy from the D-Day collection from Italeri, nicely coloured. Bunkers and beaches and so forth, LCVs. And then we have the decals. We have the D-Day stripes and the roundels that go on the aircraft or the glider. A few bits left in the bottom of the box from where I cut everything apart to do to use the men for the Willys Jeep. Let's get all this back in a box. Get on with building it. It's nicely moulded. There's no flash. Sunken panel lines. And it's just generally quite a nice kit, to be fair. I'm assuming there isn't a lot in it. I've never been inside a horse glider to see what the detail's like, but from watching programs like Bridge Too Far, they're not far wrong. There wasn't a lot of detail on them, but anyway, it's a nice kit, nicely moulded. There's some recessed panel lines on the wings and some risen. Nice details on the inside, not that I'm going to show much of the inside. And then we have the clear plastic all wrapped up in a box. Sorry, all put in a plastic bag so it can't be damaged. It's all good quality, and yeah, nicely moulded, nicely packed. Can't wait to put it together.
Nice.
So let's start. Get the instructions, find all the bits we need. Took a while. So snip out your bit with your snippers or a craft knife. Sand up all the ends. Help it all fit together nicely. Clean it all up. A lot of fiddly bits in the cockpit, but to be fair, the cockpit is probably the only bit of the model that's got any kind of detail in it, and it's not bad detail. There are some very small parts to get off, and there's a lot of parts that will quite happily snap in half as you're removing them. You just have to take your time, be a little careful with it. But I didn't have any problems in removing or gluing anything together. Hope everybody's staying safe. Everybody's still staying indoors. Everybody's still ready to strangle themselves, because the weather's been absolutely lovely and we can't go anywhere. Oh, nearly dropped it from the carpet monster. Oh, yeah, there it went. Found it. Phew. That's what happens when you have big sausage fingers and you're trying to clean tiny little bits up. Should have really put it on the it's always quite good sometimes to glue it actually in place to where it should be, let it go off so it's hard, and then trim it up afterwards. Saves a lot of time in snapping tiny little parts. Yeah, I had loads of grand plans to do with this. I was going to do one that's broken half with the sort of Jeep stuck in the middle of it, like the old in Saving Private Ryan, or I was going to do the one with the bay doors right open and somebody loading a Jeep into it. Now I thought, no, what I might do is actually get myself a 172 RAF Sterling and connect the ropes to the wings and have it looking like it's about to tow it off the runway, and it hasn't. It's just sat in my stash while I've done everything else. Had a few problems with the glue this time, but I'll show you the solution I came up with. So we're trying to get, I would say gear sticks, but it's not a gear stick, it'll be a release lever, I'd have thought. And steering wheels and steering columns and tiny pedals. So that's the dashboard fitted. Got the dashboard, the pedals, steering wheels, and the gear stick. No idea what it actually is. Now the seats come in three parts. So you got the two edges, stick the two edges together and then put the cushions in, top and bottom. The cushions are quite nice. Got a bit of hand. They've also got the seat belts on, so stick them together and then stick those onto the floor pan, and that'll be pretty much the cockpit almost built. Thanks for everyone for watching the videos, commenting on them, liking, subscribing to them, and just clicking the bell notification. It all means a lot. Thank you very much. See the solution, the problem I have with the glue is my glue has run down further than the actual brush that is supplied on the lid, so bend the brush and just use a normal brush. Just make sure it's an old brush that you don't mind ruining. And here's me fitting the cockpit into the nose section of the aircraft. Fits quite nicely in there, just slides in. The whole design of how the model goes together is not bad at all, to be fair. There are a lot of injector pin marks, but you don't see them. So I didn't go mad on filling them. Seats sit behind them. I haven't put the door on the inside. There is a door that goes in there. I left that open because I've seen now at that point when I was pushing something down, I snapped off the steering wheel. So I've put a little bit of glue on there. It's now just going to sit that back on top of where it should go, and it's all happy again. Mistakes do happen in my modelling. And just with the front of the dash, front of the aircraft popped in the front there, a little bit of a peg to keep it in place, and we're on to this fuselage. I will tell everyone to keep an eye on the instructions. They're not amazingly clear, and I did start off with putting the seats in the wrong places till I worked out where they had to go inside. Once I'd worked that out, I had to unstick those ones and re-stick them on in the right places. But I'll speed this up and let you watch it. So now we're going to give it a paint. Now all the seats are in, the floor's in, the doors are done. So this is actually Tamiya's cockpit colour, which is XF71 cockpit green. Going to give it a nice coat all over. Speed this up because we've all seen me paint something. Just want to make sure we get it all done green and ready to have all the dirt and the weathering put on it. The same as usual, it's about 1.2 psi in the compressor, and it's a 1.2 needle. And the Tamiya thinners is pretty much diluted 50-50 with Tamiya thinners. I always use Tamiya thinners with Tamiya paint because it just seems to work nicely with the paint. It does go on quite nicely and flows quite freely from my brush. Thanks everybody for watching this episode. There may be a bit of a gap between this and the next episodes and other episodes, mainly because I've cut my finger. Not in a modelling accident, no, I caught it with the jigsaw. Ow. If everybody enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, click the notification bell, stay indoors, stay safe, and I'll see everybody after this is all blown over.